Hey guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. This week we're going to talk about car washes. I don't know that this is something I've ever talked about before on the channel, but keeping your car clean is super important, and it's something that any car guy probably takes fairly seriously. So I wanted to talk about, kind of generically the options for car washing. And I'm going to go ahead and start with just your bucket of soap and soapy water, a hose, and a sponge. And basically, washing your car can be that simple, right? You can literally buy automotive grade soap, or you can even use Dawn dish soap, put it in a bucket, add some water, whether it be warm, room temperature. You can use cold water, but I think the soap responds better when it's warm. And then you've got your choice of material to use to actually wash the surface of your car. So there's sponges, there's mitts, there's chamois, there's you name it, a million different ideas. Then you can move into the soap cannon, which I know I've talked about on the channel before. But, when it comes to just washing your car outside in your driveway, there's a number of ways to go about it. But really what prompted the idea of this video was a conversation that we had with some really good friends of ours. Now, we went on vacation a couple weeks ago with some friends, and they also have a Mustang Mach-E. And we were talking about the fact that we've got two kids. Our car is always dirty. It's our family car, so we take it everywhere. And it's dirty all the time. I'll shake out the floor mats or whatever, but there's sticky stuff on the seats and there's crumbs on the floor and, whatever. And then our friends who have also a Mach-E also have two kids, and their car is always spotless. And so my wife and the other wife were kind of talking about, like, how do you guys keep your car clean? Because ours is always dirty. And, and what we learned was that they have a monthly subscription to a drive-through car wash. Now, before we talk about drive-through car washes, I want to talk about two different types of public car washes, okay? So there's the drive-through type, where you pull your car up, you line up maybe your left tire with the track, you put it in neutral and it drags you through, and you've got the big whipping straps and the things that kind of come and the machines that spray and rinse and dry and all that stuff. And then it spits you out the other side. Then there's your old school car washing bay. I'm gonna post a picture of that right here. Now these car washing bays, you generally pull in, they're coin operated, you throw some quarters in or you swipe your credit card, and there's probably a pressure washing gun, a soaping gun, maybe a brush, maybe that has soap dispensing features. And then some of them even have drying apparatuses that look like big hair dryers. And so those are the two different types of maybe public car washing. Well, our friends use one of those drive-through ones, and they have a monthly subscription. So I'm asking questions. I'm like, man, it's like a big deal. I wash these two cars by hand. I will wash the Mach-E by hand. I've washed my pickup by hand a bunch of times, but sometimes just driving through one of those professional machines is pretty convenient. But what I've learned is that they can get kind of costly. So there's one directly across the street from my office. There's a gas station there. It's the Shell gas station. And they have one of those drive-through bays that's probably not any longer than my garage. It's pretty short. It's not very long. There's not a lot of steps to it. They kind of spray your car down. They'll loosely scrub a couple of dirtier spots, the tailgate and stuff like that generally. And then they push you through, and the machine, rinses, soaps, you get the leather strap things, whipping your car, rinse, dry, you're done. Well, our friends use this one here in town it's probably twice as long as my garage, or maybe even more than that. And it's got several different steps to it. And the reason I tell you about the one at the gas station across from my office is it's kind of expensive. With a fill up, I think the basic is like $13 or $14. Then you can get all the way up to like $20 if you want the undercarriage spray, the wheel spray, the whatever, ceramic coating finish and all that crap. And so anyway, it can get expensive, and if you're doing it regularly, it gets real expensive. So we're talking to our friends and they're saying, yeah, we have this monthly subscription. My first question is like, what does this cost? Because I know what it costs to drive through it one time. And at this particular location that they're referring to, the basic car wash is, I think, $13. So I'm thinking, well, I mean, they've got to assume you're going to use it 3 or 4 or 5 times a month. So I don't know, $30 a month or something like that. And so we're chatting with them and they said, actually, you guys know it's not near that expensive. It's $14 a month. I'm like, holy crap, you literally use it a second time every month and it pays for itself. That's an incredible bargain. I mean, think about it just in the aspect of time. If it takes me an hour to wash the car, if I wash that car at minimum wage, that's like $14, right? Or I can spend $14 a month. I can drive my car through that thing every day if I wanted to. It doesn't take an hour. It takes like all of about 4 minutes. And you're done. Your car's clean. It's been washed, it's been dried, and everywhere in between, and it looks fantastic. And if you keep on top of it, you're never going to have that buildup. You're never going to have griminess. You're never going to have, brake dust and all that stuff accumulating. So staying on it is really super helpful, which cuts down the time. And again, it's $14 a month. So in my mind, I'm like, man, it's costing me more to not do it at this point. So we get back Sunday evening with, being with these friends for the weekend, and we actually drive over to the car wash. It's open every day. So it's Sunday at like 7:00 in the evening. I'm like, honey, let's go check it out. So we did. We jumped in the Mach-E. We drove over there. I pull up to the window and I said, hey, yeah, I'd like to sign up for the whatever they call it, the package, the unlimited package. And the gal's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's $14. And so she brings me a little application. It's not really an application. I just fill it out, my name, my phone number, my address, whatever. And at the bottom of it, it does say that it's $14 for the initial month only. Then it jumps to $20. And at first I was like, ooh, that's kind of a bait and switch. I felt like it was $14 and now it's 20 and But I still ran the numbers in my head and I'm like, you guys, I tell my wife, honey, if we use this thing twice a month, it more than pays for itself. More than pays for itself. So let's do that. Let's use it. Let's drive through every Saturday or every Friday or whatever. Let's make it a habit. Let's do it. So she's like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to have a nice clean car. Fantastic. So sure enough, I pay the lady, right? She gives us a sticker that sticks in the window, scans it, lets us through the gate. We go around, we drive through the tunnel. It washes the car really, really nicely. We pull out. And I'd forgotten that our friend said, yeah, also included in the unlimited thing is the vacuuming. So I'm like, cool, you guys, we got to do the vacuum. I've got my kids in the car. So we pull around, we park by one of the vacuums, we open all 4 doors, hatch, tailgates up, we all grab the vacuuming wands because there's several of them dangling and hanging, and we're vacuuming everything. I'm taking out the floor mats, I'm cleaning. They gave us a dash wipe, so we wiped the dash and the console, and we wiped the doors. And I mean, this was sweet. You guys, we were in and out in like 10 minutes. The car went from dirty from a road trip over a weekend to like sparkling in very short time. That alone was worth the $14 that we paid for the first visit. We've been back 3 times to wash the car since then. So we've actually washed the car 4 times. It's been about 3 weeks. And we're still in the first month. So, I mean, we're still money ahead. I'm super excited about it. So it's a great deal. If your local car washes do it, fantastic. I also should say this is a very new facility. It's only been around maybe a year. There are several of these drive-through deals in town. Some are older than others. Some have the touchless, type of deal that you drive through. That's fine. But they don't offer the memberships the way this one does. And if they do, I don't know about it. So I knew about this one. I was referred to this one and I'd seen the success with our friends. and had to do it. And so anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. But another funny car washing story was just last week. I was actually out of town with a work colleague of mine, and that's why there wasn't a video. So this video is late. But we go out of town. He needs to visit with a client. I've got some time to kill, so I'm doing that. I'm killing time. And the long and short of it was, my buddy comes out of his meeting with his clients. They're looking at my R8 because that's the car we drove. And they're like, hey, you guys, there's this car show up in Portland, and at the PIR, Portland International Raceway, there's a car show, and it happens every Wednesday all summer long. This is the first one. You guys should go. You've got the R8 here. Go check it out. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, that's cool, and there's going to be tons of cars, but I just drove this over a mountain pass. It's dirty. There's bugs. Where can I get a car wash? And I'm not going to go to one of the self-service ones with those wands, because those have notorious problems with rocks and debris being in the brushes. And then you go and you like brush the side of your car, and all that debris is like scraping on the car, scratching your paint or worse. And so I wasn't about to do that. But what I did find was a newer self-service bay that I decided I would use, and I didn't use the brush. All I did was I used their pressure washer and just blasted the entire car. Wheels, everything, blasted it really well. Then went back and soaped the entire car up really well. I mean, it was like multicolor, it looked like a rainbow, and I should have snapped a picture, but I didn't. Then what I did was I got the pressure washer off again and pressure washed all the soap off. And so in the process of water and soap being mixed, it actually did a pretty good job of just cleaning the car, because it wasn't muddy and dirty. It was more just dusty, and there was, just really just dust and dirt. It wasn't gross. It was just dirty, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, pressure washing the soap off actually cleaned the car up super, super nice. Then it had like this hair dryer apparatus that was cool. And so I ran around and dried the whole car off, and then just drove kind of fast to blow off the rest of the water. It did have like before the hair dryer piece, it did have like a clear, I don't want to call it a wax, but it was essentially like a Rain-X or something that helps the water bead off. So I did, after I pressure washed all the soap off, I did go back over the car with that, which then when I used the hair dryer unit was great, because all the water beaded off, rolled off, and then what was still left was gone by the time I drove away. So we went to the car show. There were 800 cars there. It was incredible, super fun day. We got sunburned. It was a blast. But spontaneous car show with the R8. It was the only R8 there. Lots of Mustangs, Camaros, lots of vintage 60s, 70s cars, several 80s, 90s cars even. The only thing modern was a ton of Corvettes. Honestly, there were probably 15 C8 Corvettes, 2 of which were Z06s. Pretty cool to look at, but once you've seen one, you've seen them all, I feel like. And there wasn't anything unique about them. They were just kind of stock factory cars that people drove to this car show. Not that this is a show car by any stretch. It's a factory car that I just drove to the car show, but at least it's unique enough. There aren't many of these around. Literally 15 Corvettes versus my one R8. So kind of cool. No, I didn't see any Ferraris or Lamborghinis. What I did see, which I thought was cool, were three 70s Panteras. I love those things. I always have. They're just so unique, so rare. And there were 3 of them there, 2 yellow and a red. And that I will post a picture of. I'll post a picture of the red one right here. And just a super cool car. That was one of my favorites. But there was like a Boss 29 Mustang. There was a GT40 there. All sorts of stuff. There was a 68 Shelby GT500 that, that was their original two owner car. This is the second family owns it today. Just really crazy stuff that, you normally have to go to a fancy car show, and this is just like a weekly meet. So that was kind of fun and exciting, but the whole car washing side of things really was just kind of an extra. It was the car show that was sweet. So, but that's all I got for you guys this week. Like I said, I wanted to talk to you about the different types of car washing. I'm still, for these two cars, a bucket and soap kind of guy with my soap cannon and a car washing mitt, and then I hand dry it with a chamois. I'm old school that way. I want to baby these things. I don't want to get them beat up by the big straps that flap and do all that stuff. I just don't want to do that. But for a daily driver, I mean, my pickup, that'd be cool. I would never have to wash my truck. Just drive through it. It's practically on my commute anyway, so it's not out of the way. And I think that's one of the selling points to us too, is it's pretty much on our way anywhere we're gonna go in that Mach-E. So if we're gonna go meet some friends, or we're gonna go out of town for the weekend, or we're gonna make a trip wherever, we just drive through and wash it on our way, and it's money. So look into that if you guys have one of those nearby. I just wanted to share my experience. So far, it's been pretty good. We feel we've gotten the money out of it. That might change in 3 or 4 or 5 months. I don't know. Or maybe we use it more as the weather, let's say this winter when the weather gets bad. Maybe I use it more often because I want to keep the road debris and all that crap off my car. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, we're excited about it. For now, we're really happy about it. And so comment down below. Let me know your experiences. How do you guys wash your car? Do you do it by hand or do you use a machine? Do you use those silly brushes in the self-washing bays? I hope not. But comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. And most importantly, remember, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.